Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this information session. My name is Michelle Samuel, and I am your moderator and host of All Saint Lucia, and we're talking about our wonderful campaign. Now, this afternoon, we'll be talking about the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs Program, or AW. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what AW is, it stands for, again, the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. And this is a program or a U.S. Department of State initiative that was brought about in 2019. I am so glad that you're going to hear about this program, and I'm so excited for it to get started. Now, remember, you can join in this afternoon's discussion and conversation on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Please use the following hashtags. We're looking at hashtag AW, all caps, and that is in St. Lucia. Also, we're looking at Get Aw-energized and choose to challenge yourself. Register for AW. And I am so excited to get started. I mean, I've been really looking forward to this day, and it is finally here. Now, when sharing the link to this afternoon's event, you can choose to use the YouTube link, which is most accessible to everyone. But if you are on Facebook, of course, please tag someone in the chat and have them join in with you. Now, let me begin by welcoming our guests for today. Now, we have a couple of really great guests that I can't wait for you to hear from. We have representatives from the ECA, that is the Educational and Cultural Affairs Department of the U.S. Department of State Bureau. We also have representatives from the U.S. Embassy of Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean, and the OECS. We also have some Dream to Reality alumni. And you will find out more about Dream to Reality as, of course, the event moves along. We also have a brief testimonial from one of our key partners, so I'm hoping that they'll be joining us very, very soon. And we'll be hearing a little bit about the story of how this all got started, which is YLAI, and you'll be hearing that from me. Finally, we open for question and answer from the audience. That's you. And then followed by closing remarks. And that's just an idea of what to expect. Now, of course, as I greet my guests individually, I will allow them to say a brief few remarks about themselves and, of course, the agency that they represent. Also, use the chat space or the comment box to post your comments and your questions. And, of course, let us know where you are joining us from. If you're joining us from St. Lucia, yay, we're glad to have you. Let us know what part of St. Lucia. If you're joining us outside of St. Lucia, let us know the country or the island where you're joining us from. And of course, if you have any comments specifically to any one of the speakers that you're going to be hearing today, please let us know who this comment or question is directed towards. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Today is the 18th of March. We're still in the month of women. We're celebrating women, and I am so glad that you are here. If you're a guy, you're still welcome. I mean, I'm sure you have lady friends that you can share this information with. So if you're a guy, please send them this link so that they can join us this afternoon right now. Now, we will get to your questions towards the end of this event. So please take a look about what we're going to be talking about. Take your notes and then go ahead and post in your questions. I will do my best to get to each and every one of them, but if not, we will of course revisit them after the event is over. Now, I would just like to ask you to bear some patience with us. We have some of our guests just joining us, and I just want to say hi to everybody who is here. Now, when we come back after this brief break, we will begin with our session. See you soon.
Me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
And welcome back. See, I told you I'll be back. Okay, so I would just like to welcome one of our guest speakers for today. And he is representing the U.S. Embassy of Barbados, Eastern Caribbean, and the OECS. And his name is Mr. Lawrence Socha. And I would just like to say welcome onto the stage, Larry. Hi, Larry. How are you doing?
I'm good, Michelle. You hear me okay?
Yeah, we're hearing you just fine.
Excellent. Thanks for having me. Should I let it rip? You emphasize the word brief, so I don't want to take up too much time here.
Oh no, when I say brief, normally we talk about like 2 minutes kind of brief. But right now we just want to do brief introduction. So just let everybody know who you are and the role that you play at the US Embassy, and we can take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, let's give it up for Michelle Samuel, who produces some of the best online content in the Eastern Caribbean, complete with a great countdown and commercials and everything. So Michelle, so happy for everything that you're doing and really keeping spirits high during COVID in St. Lucia and throughout the region. I'm Larry Socha. I'm the Public Affairs Officer here at our U.S. Embassy in Bridgetown, Barbados, responsible for not only Barbados, but the 6 other countries of the Eastern Caribbean. And it's my office, the Public Affairs Office, with the great Lisa Howell, who leads the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs in Barbados. We're in our 2nd year here in Barbados. Next week, we're actually going to graduate our 2nd cohort. And we are so happy that we've been able to help over 50 women here in Barbados help realize their dreams as entrepreneurs through the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs. And we join over 50 countries from around the world in implementing this program. And it's really a fantastic program, one of the ambassador's favorites here in Barbados. And we're so glad to extend it to St. Lucia this year.
Wow, thank you so much for that brief intro, Larry. And you really gave some context as to what we're going to be talking about today, which is the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs program. Now, our first guest is a bit late. So what I'll be doing, I'll be giving them a brief, intro as to what the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs really is before we delve into, the U.S. Embassy's, prospect of it. And so persons can understand really where this all started off, okay? So the Department of State's Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, also known as the ECA, established OR, or the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, in 2019. So OR provides women entrepreneurs with the skills, the resources, and the networks needed to start and scale successful businesses. Now, through OR, women entrepreneurs participate in a facilitated entrepreneurship program supplemented with, get this, localized content. And that is key to the program, as well as networking and mentorship opportunities. And all is centered around the training of the Dream Builder program. Now, some of you may have heard of this program before. So if you have, then great. Please let us know and chime in the comment section. Now, Dream Builder was developed through a partnership with the Arizona State University's Thunderbird School of Global Management and the global copper mining company Freeport-McMoRan. Now, for those of you who are currently in the YLAI 2021 Innovators Program, you would know or be introduced to the Arizona State University because they have also partnered in the program as well. So the program, as in all, equips women with the tools needed to create and grow their businesses. And of course, if you already are in business, it helps you to scale. Now, you also are looking at raising capital, which is key to every single startup. So you will get access to that as well. And of course, effectively network with other successful business owners. So you are not alone. There are several alumni all over the globe, and I am glad to be one of them. Now, in terms of the vision, OR is committed to providing women the knowledge, the tools, and the networks they need to establish and grow their business. Keep that in mind. Knowledge, tools, and networks. You will be provided with this, but the goal is for you to use it and then put it into practice, right? Now, you'll be going through facilitated online learning, and women around the world will further their business skills, learn from mentors, and execute their business plan. Now, I'm hoping you ladies in St. Lucia are listening because this seems to be a very touchy topic and a touchy subject for a lot of you. The putting together a business plan is a tedious task for those of you who don't know how to do that. Well, guess what? This program helps you do just that and do it all on your own with the assistance of Alma, an animated character, who, of course, you will learn more about as the campaign moves along during the couple of weeks that we have in this campaign. Now, all seeks to promote collective economic prosperity and global stability by creating a holistic, inclusive learning community to advance the development of women entrepreneurs. And I would just like to say thank you to the ECA for doing this for us. And now we are going to benefit from it. So, Larry, can you tell us a bit more about how the US Embassy came to be part of this program and where this first launched in the region?
Yeah, we're really lucky. Not every country has access to this program, and so we're so happy that through the embassy here in Barbados, we're able to extend it to other countries in the Eastern Caribbean. And it's actually this year that we'll go not only Barbados, but we'll also support programs in St. Lucia, Grenada, and Antigua. So really excited that we're able to expand the program. You know, it's not a joke when we talk about this being a global network. We were on the phone just a couple weeks ago with our colleagues in Quito, Ecuador, and our embassy and consulate in Ecuador have now graduated over 600 women from the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. Wow. It really is a global network of support, and my hope is that as this program continues, you know, that having participated in the AWE program is really kind of a badge of honor, really a feather in your cap when it comes to showing your experience and how you've grown as an entrepreneur. So when we talk about over 50 countries, a global networking opportunity, it really is just that. And we're so happy that St. Lucia is able to get on board with this incredible program. It is based on a US-style online education experience. This is a professional program. What Thunderbird School of Management through Arizona State University has been able to do is provide those online modules, which then AWE, the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, takes and applies to the Eastern Caribbean experience. So while you have the nuts and bolts of the business plan and marketing and managing people, your facilitators, including Michelle, are able to then take that information and then put it into the Eastern Caribbean context, the St. Lucian context, to talk about what works and what doesn't work, or what might need to be focused on more than another, aspect of the program. And I think that's really one of the strengths of the AWE program is everybody's taking this knowledge and applying it together and able to bounce questions off one another, and to use mentors in the community to help walk you through perhaps a new step in your journey. So really excited about how this program takes the online learning and then applies it to the individual environments on whatever country or whatever island you might be working in here in the Eastern Caribbean. Lastly, I want to talk about the different parts of AWE, that it really does engage the whole person and the whole business. I mean, some of the best modules that we've had as part of the months-long program here in Barbados that we're going to graduate next week is, we start on basic ideas of confidence, of connection, of support, and how you can reach out for resources there, and how you can realize your own potential. We had a fantastic alumnus of one of our YLAI programs, Gregory Skeet, who conducted one of the first presentations in the AWE journey here, and that was really to talk about the untapped potential that the women in this program have. And those conversations, women being able to say, yes, I can do this, is such an important first step in realizing your entrepreneurial journey. And then from there, we had Dr. Charlene Glenn from the United States come in and talk about business continuity. It's been a really hard year for everyone, but especially entrepreneurs because of COVID-19. And to have Dr. Glenn come in and talk about strategies entrepreneurs can use so that their companies and their enterprises are resilient in times like this was really, really helpful. And then just recently, with regard to the mentorship aspect of this program, we had a panel of outstanding Barbadian businesswomen, some of the most successful Barbadian businessmen currently in Barbados, who were able to share their own stories and where they started. There's one woman who who runs a real estate business here. And I loved her story of how she got started and how she had a web designer and she was designing the website for her real estate business. And then the web designer said, okay, I'm ready to put the houses up there. And she said, what house? She's like, that's why I'm having you design this website, so we can start the business, so we can get more people interested in my services and get more houses up there. And she actually started, as we all do, with one house or the equivalent to that, whatever your portfolio or business is. And everybody was saying, wow, she gives such attention to her clients. It's amazing that she's investing so much time in this one house that she's going to sell. And she said, little did they know, I only had one house to sell. And what she did is she sold that house and she took the profits from that first sale. She invested it in her business, and then now is working with multiple properties across Barbados, across the country. It just testified to the fact that we all start somewhere. We all start small and we continue to grow. And that's what AWE is here for, to help business women who are in those first steps of their journey really invest in themselves, invest in their businesses, and grow to create something really, really special. So the embassy is really happy to be part of this. Thankful for alumni like you, Michelle, who participated in our Young Leaders of the Americas initiative, and really look forward to the stories that we'll create through entrepreneurs through AWE St. Lucia.
Wow, that was a really great, synopsis of the all, impact in the region. And he basically gave you the tip of the iceberg, everybody. Just letting you know, this is just a synopsis of the impact of all. If you would like to know or get some more information of the impact of all through the U.S. Embassy, you can also visit their Facebook page and their website so that you can see what those women look like, who those women are. If you notice, they are women just like you. They are women just like us. So you will see faces and people that like, hey, I think I know this person, because this is open to all women who are, of course, passionate about their dreams and their businesses. If you notice the tag below, it says designed for energetic women with an entrepreneurial spirit. So this program is for us ladies. So I'm hoping that you're paying very close attention. So Larry, you gave a lot of information about what all is supposed to do, but think about it from the candidate's perspective. What is it required of them when they sign up for the all program? What's the ideal candidate looking like for all?
I think there's a real diverse pool that we have experienced in those who apply. Some are at the idea stage. Some perhaps have just started their business. Some maybe have been running their business for up to 2 years. So everybody might be at a different place, but I find that many people have the same questions or the same reflections on things that went well or didn't go well. But I think the number one requirement for somebody who wants to participate in the OPT program is that you have to be willing to learn. And that perhaps puts you in a vulnerable position, so somewhat of an uncomfortable space. But it is incredibly important that we kind of come openly to this opportunity and are either willing to, admit mistakes or missteps, but also just come with kind of an open heart and an open mind to really receive the information and to share the questions that you might have for your other program participants. It really is a collaborative experience. And I think that comes from kind of the US student-centered model of, the student is at the focus, at the core here is the focus of these conversations. And so I don't think there's any one candidate who comes to AWE and we say, that's exactly what we're looking for. But it is somebody who comes with ideas, somebody who comes with humility, but somebody who comes willing to learn and share their experiences to progress together as a group.
I do like that you singled out those key things. So ladies, I know a lot of you who are watching right now, this basically fits. This is speaking to you. So I'm looking at Lisa here on YouTube. Karen Tobier, thank you for joining us on Facebook. Twinette Monrose, I'm hoping I pronounced your name well. And Nymphia Moses, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, we have the secretary to the Taiwanese ambassador in St. Lucia, Jonathan, Mr. Yang, joining us on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. I also want to sort of highlight, a couple of things, because one thing that I noticed from last year's cohort, a lot of questions kept, thrown at me. Why is it that we are doing this just for women? What's happening with the men? Why isn't this program open to men? And I didn't know the right, words to say, to sort of, make it kind of smooth for them so that they don't feel left out. But how would you communicate that, to someone who's asking that question? Why is this for women and not for men?
Well, I think one of the core values of the United States, and especially clearly enunciated by the Biden-Harris administration, is one of equity, that everyone should have equal opportunity. And so great to see now that the United States has the leadership of a female vice president and the first female secretary of the Treasury, and all these incredible women in leadership positions, not only in government, but in top corporations and CEOs. But there really aren't enough. One of the reflections from one of the earlier AWE sessions was that there are more, I don't know, I'm going to hopefully get the names right here, but there are more CEOs by the names of James and John who run Fortune 500 companies than there are women running Fortune 500 companies. More James and Johns alone who have those names than women. I mean, that's not where we need to be. As it's often been said, if a whole country is going to move forward, then we need to make sure that we are using the resources we have and make sure that we're counting on the other 50% of our population, which are women. It's that equality of opportunity, that commitment to equity of the Biden-Harris administration that's so important here, and why we're carrying out this program. So there is that equality of opportunity and the great things that women will be able to do if given the chance. And that's what we want here in this program. So, with all due respect to my fellow gentleman in the conversation here, Mr. Yang from the Embassy of Taiwan, this is a focus. This is a focus on women. This is a program from women, and the embassy couldn't be prouder to support it.
And I just want to say again, thank you, to the U.S. Embassy for supporting, the program launch in St. Lucia. I really do appreciate that. And I just want to say, thankfully, your name isn't James or John, right, Larry? So that wouldn't single you out.
My middle name is James, but
oh my God.
I also don't run a Fortune 500 company. Maybe one day, maybe I'll do. Maybe I'll learn so much from being on the periphery of the AWE experience that there'll be some lessons I can take away. But Michelle, this is truly a great experience to have. Professional, student-centered entrepreneurship learning for women in the Eastern Caribbean, and a support network so that you can ask questions. It's really an opportunity that no one should pass up.
Thank you so much again, Larry. And of course, we're going to have you backstage for when it's time for Q&A. And I'm going to take some time, to really share with you my experience coming up next. So for those of you who are right now listening and watching, if you have not already done so, please share this link. Encourage people to come to watch, tag people that should be there, and then we of course will of course move on from here. And we have a message here from Mr. Yang.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Just one word on that. Taiwan is such a constructive partner in the hemisphere, and a democratic partner who's committed to the realization of progress of women, to the success of democracy and prosperity here in the Caribbean. So glad to have our friends, our international friends of Taiwan on board with this program, and again, look forward to what we'll do together.
Excellent. So we're going to take a brief break, you guys. And when we come back, I will be sharing my experience with you and how this all got started and came to St. Lucia after this break.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. To dance, taking a chance.
All right, and welcome back, everybody. So you heard from the U.S. Embassy about their support of the program, and of course how it launched in Barbados, and now the other islands coming on board to launch in the region. But how did this all get started? How did this come to St. Lucia? And I'm about to share that with you. So I wouldn't say last year, but the year before, 2019, I received an opportunity, or an email about an opportunity called the YLAI EEE initiative. And it's a mouthful, okay? So it's Entrepreneurship Ecosystems Everywhere initiative. Yes, and that is for YLAI alumni. For those of you who do not know what YLAI is, I will, of course, put in the chat the information so that you can learn about what YLAI is. Okay, so it's ylai.state.gov, and you can visit that site at your convenience to check out what YLAI is all about. So, as a YLAI alumni, we are normally provided with opportunities where we can engage in activities, programs, and initiatives that help in our self development and our professional development as well. And so, YLAI Triple E came my way, and I grabbed it. What that did for me is that it allowed me to connect with 3 Day Startup, the facilitator of this training, and it was called the Training of the Trainers Program, or TAUT for short. And that took place in Jamaica in 2019, and that was in December. And I was so very appreciative to have been part and parcel of that initiative. It took 30 of us in that one location going through this intensive 3 Day training. And then when we came out of that, we were supposed to have them present a project that we would have implemented on our return back home to teach entrepreneurship. I saw this as an opportunity to talk about my experience with Dream Builder, the program that I had completed in 2018. And I was so excited to be able to share that with my St. Lucian women counterparts. But how was I able to do that? In what way could I put it forward so that women in St. Lucia would understand that this is for them? And how would I be able to convince the ECA that this needed to be launched in St. Lucia? So what I did was I localized it. So I took Dream Builder, I took OR, and I added some components that only our market could identify with, or the ladies in St. Lucia could identify with. And I called this pilot Dream to Reality Professional Business Training Course. And that was a 7-week program for women to train them and teach them entrepreneurship. And why? Because there was a need for women to take this course. I spoke with several of key stakeholders at Belfont St. Lucia, at the Small Business Development Center, SBDC, formerly known as SEDU, and also with other partners that I have worked with in my professional journey, and they all stated the very same thing. Several people, including women in business, had difficulty in preparing business plans, and also in starting and scaling their business and being able to manage their business beyond 1 year. And that provided the opportunity for me to then launch this program. So I pitched it to them, and they, of course, came on board to support. I was fortunate enough to be able to utilize the existing resources to then communicate to entrepreneurs and to potential entrepreneurs that this program was becoming available. And we launched in March for International Women's Day. And that program ran for 2 cohorts or 2 installments during the year 2020. Several women applied, but only 47 women graduated. I say only, but that is quite a big number for a pilot. My goal was to aim for higher, but I had to be more realistic. Why? Because the pandemic hit. We were not prepared for the pandemic. This program was supposed to be in person, engaging women in a room, face-to-face group sessions, sharing moments. And it was supposed to be something that would have connected us on a deeper level. But what COVID did not know was that where there's a will, there's a way. So we went virtual. And that meant that we were able now to engage a lot more women than we initially intended to. And I was really grateful to then engage with these ladies. Some of them were able to engage with me twice a week, for up to 3 hours a day. Other women in the evenings, and we had weekly check-in sessions. They had assignments to complete. And of course, some of them even complained. Yes, they did, about how challenging it was. But you know what? It did challenge them for the better. Because we then renamed the theme behind last year's program, Repurpose, Retool, and Redeploy Your Dream. And I had the great opportunity to then partner with former Priceline CEO Jeff Hoffman to catalyze this movement. And he was really gracious and grateful and happy to be a part of the initiative. where he allowed his 3 R's to dub or to be branded as our new theme. And then he agreed to mentor all of the ladies who graduated from that program. That was a wonderful outcome of a situation that began as a pandemic. But these ladies learned that their existing businesses didn't have to end there. They could still pivot and stay afloat and even succeed, utilizing the skills and talents that they already had, and using that time away from the business to focus on their self-development, their professional development. And what better way to do that than this program? So now they were provided with the tools that they needed to help their businesses succeed. And I am now joined with a few of these ladies who took the program, and they have a couple of testimonies to share. Now, the component of the Dream to Reality program had 4 phases. So phase 1 was the completion of Dream Builder, which of course you will learn a little bit more about. Also, they joined various networks, the YLAI network, which is 40,000 strong and counting. Also, they got to join the Global Entrepreneurship Network, or GEN HQ, out of Washington, D.C., which I am also a member of. They also got to participate in Startup Huddle St. Lucia, a local program that is hosted the second Wednesday of every month. So they got to utilize that lean model business plan that they learned in the program and put it into practice through this sharing experience. And through that, they got to learn more about the local entrepreneurial community. Now, what we must keep in mind is that all has various processes. So after we went through the participation in Startup Huddle St. Lucia, and of course, joining the various networks, then they were introduced to non-traditional forms of funding. And that was a business SUSU plan. Now, the business SUSU program was developed just for these ladies. Participants of this program would, of course, contribute equal and consistent amounts. And then at the end of the period, one lady would take her chance to draw that money, and that money would then be put towards the business for seed funding. And I am glad to say that the program is still running and the ladies are committed to the program because they understand the benefits of self-investment. Knowing that a traditional lender would require at least 2 years investment into your startup before taking a risk on you. This business SUSU program was endorsed by Business Development Manager from RBC, Emma Charles. And I want to say thank you, Emma, if you're watching, for endorsing this program. And I have a couple of the ladies joining me here, one of which is the valedictorian for one of the installments, Miss Leonie Fontenot, and of course, Mylika Amade, who is the owner of Melly's Mix It Up. She is one of the participants of the Business SUSU program. So I will be having them come on board to, of course, share their experiences and their testimonials with you. So when we come back, we'll be talking to our should I say, DTR alumni. Please stay with us after this brief break.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Hi, and welcome back. And I would just like to welcome Leone and Mylika to the stage. I am so glad that they were able to join me for this event. Leone, welcome. Leonie Fontenot.
Hi.
And hi, Mylika. I'm hoping that your camera is working. We really need to see you. Okay, so Leone, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your experience in Dream to Reality last year.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here today. Thank you also to you, Michelle, who has invited me here to share my experience with the Dream to Reality course. I'm incredibly honored to be at the launch of the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs in Lucia, and it is well placed in the month of March, which is Women's Month, So happy Women's Day to all the women on the call. I mean, who runs the world? Girls. Yeah, so thank you. My name is Leonie Fontenot, and I am the owner of Skin Deep, where I retail skincare products that helps to boost the confidence and to help you gain your deeper beauty for mainly the Caribbean women, but for everyone. I heard about the Dream to Reality course through social media, and I decided to sign up. My beauty store has a long time been a dream for me, and I thought I started it a bit, but I felt that I needed a lot more education and support. Not to mention that this was during the first lockdown, so it was like everything was just falling apart. So this is when I heard about the Dream to Reality course. I was very excited because it was almost like the universe was speaking to me because I was home, nothing much to do, and when you were in a way, I guess, like most people, feeling a little bit lost, but it gave me something else to focus on and like a renewed mission and kind of saying, this is your dream, it's the time to work and get some education and get something that will get you towards your dream. So I signed up for cohort 2. To quote one of my idols, Oprah Winfrey, for every one of us that succeeds, it's because there is somebody there to show you the way, out, sorry. The light does not always necessarily have to be in your family. For me, it was teachers and school. The irony, though, is that entrepreneurship is not really encouraged or taught in school as much. So this is where the Dream to Reality course came in for me, to get that education, to get that way out, and so that I could follow my dream. This program gave us the opportunity to meet with women who are at different stages of the journey trying to accomplish their own dreams. And this gave me the feeling that I had a tribe and I wasn't alone. And this was both very encouraging and aspirational. It included the Dream Builder course, where we got to follow a fictional character, Alma, as she went through the beginning stages of starting and running her business. Actually, facing the same challenges that we have and we will be facing. This was a very innovative way of presenting the learning material so that we would be able to have a deep understanding of the concepts, not just repeating what we read in a book, and also an emotional aspect to relate to. Even the daunting areas for me, like accounting and hiring, were broken down so simply so that I could understand. I almost thought I would never be able to work with numbers and taxes and all of these things. It always sounded like gibberish to me. But now I know what to do. And even if, yes, you could hire somebody to do it, you could actually look over their shoulder and know what you're about. This course did not make all the challenges of owning a business disappear, but it has given me a boost of confidence that when the challenges come, I know I have a foundation to look back on. I know that I am not the only one going through it. And lastly, using my knowledge, there is a way out. So thank you, Michelle, for presenting that opportunity. I can't wait to see where the women's entrepreneurship goes, and I will definitely be following that and getting all the networking I can get out of it and following you for all the useful information that you send and you give regularly. And thank you for having me here today.
Well, you're very, very, very welcome, Leonie. But I just want to kind of put you on the spot there a bit, right? So you said that you entered this, because, you had this dream and everything. But let's look at what was happening at the time, right? At the time we had this pandemic that hit. Did it have an impact on your business? And how did the program or the course or what you learned in the course to repurpose yourself, how did it allow you to really adapt to what was happening right now around you in the market?
Yes, so that's actually a good point because it was retool, repurpose, and redeploy, right? So we have this standard of business in St. Lucia, we have stores, we open a storefront, and I mean, the world is changing. And what we learned from COVID-19 is that we had to move forward. We couldn't stand and do nothing, right? So we had to re-innovate our business. We had to think of it in a different way. So number one, at the time, as I said, when I got to know about the course, it was almost like if you felt hopeless, it gave you something to focus on. It kind of brought me back to the point of the beginning stages, helping me with my business plan. I mean, a lot of us, we start it and we never fully complete it, or we start it and we drop it on the side and we never go back to it. So to renew that business plan, go back to that. It's also in the course also, it brought to me different concepts that sometimes you may not even have thought of. Like I said, the hiring and firing part of it, I'm not at this point, but knowing my personality, it even spoke about hiring your family members, right? The good parts about it and what are the bad parts about that. So it brought to me so many different concepts and different things that we could learn. And with my business, it definitely made me think more about how can I continue business while, the pandemic, because we do not know how long it's going along. So then what I did, I decided that I will be delivering my products, delivering to businesses as long as it's an accessible area, continue to market more online using social media, all of these things, because you're now thinking of it in a new concept. How can we move with the world? How can we still do business, make money? How can we not give up on ourselves, on our family, and what we can do, and just see what people need and just give them that. So yeah, it did so many things for me. I could go on and on. I can't go on and on, seriously. Yeah. And like I said, I think the most emotional thing for me is that I still follow a lot of persons in cohort 2. I follow their pages, I follow their businesses, what they're doing, and just different people that you see continuing to, move forward, get better in their business, and you see the growth. So it makes you feel like, yeah, I know Shireen from Blue Media, and I know Vincia from Divine Hands, So and then you kind of encourage persons to follow those persons that that networking aspect, and I know they do the same for me.
Wow. And I really
Yeah.
love the fact that you sharing this experience. And of course, how COVID really did provide you for an opportunity. Yes, there was an impact in the business, but you got an opportunity to learn how to manage your business during a situation like a pandemic. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Exactly.
But
Yes,
Leonie, I
thank
want
you.
to give you an opportunity to sort of give a bit of a prop or a plug-in for your business. Tell people where they can find you.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram. So it's at Skin Deep SLU for Saint Lucia, of course, and also on Facebook. So please follow my page, and also share to persons who are into skincare. One of the main reasons I have suffered a lot with skincare issues. So I know that yes, you can find products on the shelf, or you pay like a lot of money to go to a dermatologist to find out about your skin and what you can do. So what I'm trying to do is give you that information for free, educate you, give you somebody you can just, send a quick DM, and I always answer my DMs. Just send a message if you have any questions. I'm there to answer and get your products delivered to your door when it's convenient to you, Sundays, Saturdays, after hours. So it's very flexible. So as I said, if that is something that you're into, or anybody, yeah, please let them know.
Well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Leonie, for joining me today. You are actually our valedictorian, for our cohort.
Yes.
So congratulations again. And that was because Leonie, she topped the class in terms of Dream Builder, finishing it first, as well as the overall assignments that were delivered or distributed to each of the candidates. She came out on top overall. So congratulations, Leonie. And we'll definitely be following Skin Deep SLU. So for
Yes.
those of you who are trying to figure out how can you get in touch with Leonie, I posted her information there for Instagram and Facebook. Please visit the page, and she'll be more than happy, of course, to engage with you. Again, Leonie, thank you for joining us. And
Thank you
she will
so
be
much, Michelle.
awesome. I'm hoping you'll be able to stay with us until the end of the program. I'll be putting you backstage. If you're not,
Yes.
that's fine. All
Yeah,
right.
I'll be here.
Okay, excellent. So again, thank you so much for staying with me. Now, the next guest that I'm going to introduce you to is a representative from the educational and I'm sorry. The next guest that I'm going to be introducing you to is Mylika. Mylika is a participant in the Business Susu program that I mentioned earlier, and she'll be giving her experience in participating in this program. Hi, Mylika. And let me just
Hi.
say that Malika is joining
I'm
us
at work.
from work. Talk about dedication. Malika, thank you so much for joining us. I will not keep you too long. Can you give us a brief, idea as to what it's like in the Business Susu program and how it has helped you in your business?
Okay then. Well, Susu is kind of a way of getting a lump sum amount that you initially wouldn't have. And since, as you said previously, it's kind of hard to get a loan when you're just starting up a business because you have to be in business 2 or 3 years. So having that lump sum at once is really a way to push you ahead to be able to maybe get stock or an equipment that you really need. In my case, it got me a food warmer, which has propelled my business and made it a little more interesting for my customers. Yeah, so I would very much encourage people to join the Susu after joining our program, which was a program that I guess changed my life even through COVID, where initially I wouldn't have had the time to be able to do those courses. But COVID had made a positive spin on there where I was actually home and able to go through the program while I was working, of course. So yes, the two together, the program and the Susu, has pushed me and made me a more confident person and be able to run my business as a better person. Thank you very much. Back to work for me.
All right. Thank you so much, Malika, for joining us and for giving us that testimony. So yes, you heard from Malika yourself. The Business Susu program really does help our ladies, okay? It is something that is sort of fresh for the program, but it is not new to us because we come from a culture where our grandmothers and great-grandmothers, you were involved in Susu. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to come back after this break and I'm going to be speaking to a representative of the Department of State, Bureau of Educational Cultural Affairs, to give you a bit of an overview as to what OR really is, their vision, their mission for OR in the region. And of course, why this is a phenomenal program for women. Okay, so more on this when we come back.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Hi and welcome back. And I am going to bring on my guest for today, Manuel Colosi. Hello, Manuel. How are you doing?
Hey, Michelle. How are you? It's so exciting to be here.
Yeah. So I was just telling everybody, how great OR is and what a wonderful thing it is. And of course, you heard from our two of our alumni who has participated in the pilot project last year. But we need to hear it from, sort of to say the horse's mouth, quote unquote. Can you please give us a bit of a history of OR and what the mission and vision is, for or in the region?
Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. And again, thank you and for bringing our team on and giving us an opportunity to hear from such inspiring women like Leone and Milika. They're really the drivers of the program and why, we come to work every day to try and expand this opportunity as much as possible to women around the world. So the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, otherwise known as AWE or AWE or AWE, depending on the region and the place that's being implemented, was really designed for women that were operating their businesses or ideas out of instinct, that never had any type of entrepreneurship or business training. We knew and looked at all of the resources and programs that were coming from the United States Embassy, like in Barbados, and that were reaching places like St. Lucia, and wanted to create something that was really tailored to fit the needs of women in these conditions, that were really energetic and excited about taking the next step forward in their independence, in their empowerment. So the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs was created to augment the existing slate of projects that were focused on on women's economic empowerment through the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, which you may know fondly as the bureau that administers exchange programs like Fulbright, like the YLAI Fellowship, many of the English language programs that exist. So ECA established in 2019 in just 26 countries, 13 of which were in the Western Hemisphere, including Latin America and the Caribbean. In 2020, we expanded to 53 countries, which almost gave me a heart attack in being the designer of the program. I was like, wow, this is really impactful and really of interest to many of our colleagues around the world. And now in 2021, we are engaging over 85 countries and 8,000 women around the world through the program that provides women entrepreneurs with the skills, resources, and networks needed to start and scale successful businesses. Through AWE, women entrepreneurs participate in a facilitated entrepreneurship program like you've all done with Michelle, has done an amazing job, with localized content, as well as networking and mentorship opportunities. The program is typically centered around the online training program, which you've also come to know, Dream Builder, which was developed through a partnership between Arizona State University's Thunderbird School of Global Management and the global copper mining company Freeport-McMoRan. The program's goals are to provide and equip women with the tools needed to create and grow their businesses, raise capital, and effectively network with other successful business owners. And so it's really been an incredible thing to see all grow and be able to exist in the nation of St. Lucia. Through the partnership with you, Michelle, has been absolutely incredible. We have learned so much from your experiences and your ability to tailor the program to fit the needs of women on the island. And as we look to the future, we hope to hear from you and learn about your experience and how we can continue enriching the course, like Leonie and Milika shared. You know, with Dream Builder, it's phenomenal. It's a really useful tool, but it doesn't apply anything to your business. You are the one that have to go in and figure out how it is that you're going to translate the knowledge learned and apply it into the concept or the product that you're developing. And so we hope to be here as a beacon of support. You can always reach out to us for questions and additional resources and opportunities for learning and professional development. And again, Michelle, I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and sharing with you. This is such a great platform that you're using. It's definitely my first time on here. It's been really exciting. And so if you have any questions or if there's anything else I can highlight, please let me know. I'm here. But thank you so much, Michelle, for this great opportunity.
Okay, well, I'm still here, but we definitely have some questions for you because we are going into Q&A time. And I know that some ladies do have some questions because I do see some questions coming up in the chat, which of course I will be highlighting. But before we get to those questions, I just want to give you ladies a brief overview as to what is happening right now, right? So you are in this information session, but what are you a part of? This is the official launch of the Choose to Challenge Yourself and Pre-Register for All St. Lucia. That's what this is. Again, Choose to Challenge Yourself and Pre-Register for All St. Lucia campaign. This is the campaign. Throughout the entire month of March, we are challenging you. Choose to challenge yourself and register for All St. Lucia. And I'm going to be putting the link in the chat. Please use this link and register. And just to let you know, there's something attached. There's a catch, to this. When you use this link and register, there are a couple of tasks that you have to complete, and you earn points as you complete those tasks to share this opportunity and also to you yourself to register. And we have
3 prizes that we're going to give away to the top 3 women who get the most points. And those ladies will be announced during orientation day when we start our program. So if you have never heard of this, now you're hearing about it. Choose to challenge yourself, ladies. Register for All St. Lucia campaign. The link is in the chat. Register, share, earn points, and win. And I can't wait to see who our winners are going to be. So yes, throughout the entire month of March, we are choosing to challenge ourselves and register for all. And I'm so excited about this. So Manuel, you are part of our campaign right now where we are getting energized and registering for All St. Lucia. And I can't wait to see what these applications are going to be like. So for those of you who did not know and are asking, does this cost anything? Okay, take a look at this banner. Woohoo! It's free. It is 100% free. So all is a U.S. Department of State initiative, FREE squared, free. St. Lucians love free. Manuel, I'm stressing on it because St. Lucians love free. So I had to put this up there. It is completely free to you, okay? And for this program, the goal is to register 90 women. We're looking for 90 women to engage in this year's program. So those of you who are on the chat right now, while you're on the chat, go into the link and start registering and start sharing and start gaining your points. We want to share this organically among you. Show us, show me that we ladies have a reach beyond the tag of Priceline. Let us show that we can do this. We have really large networks, and let us get the word out about this campaign. Again, choose to challenge yourself. Register for All in St. Lucia, and let's get energized. So that is our campaign, and I'm so glad that you are part of it, Manuel. I'm so glad I wish I had a bottle to break on something and say, hey, launch. It's really, really exciting. So for those of you who have already started posting in the chat, so we have a couple of comments and questions, and one in particular is from this young lady here. I'm going to put it up on the screen. So this is her query, right? Here we go. She's saying, why is there an age discriminatory? So in some areas, in some countries, there are different age ranges that we choose as the ideal candidate. So it is really specific to the country or the region where it is. The implementers are the one who select who gets to do this program. Okay. So just to answer your question, Karen, it's not that we're saying it's not open to everybody, but because of what happened with the pilot, we realize that there's a certain age group that takes this course more seriously and is, of course, more advanced in their business and professional life than others that are younger than the age of 22, which is the age range or the entry age level that we have selected for St. Lucia. Persons below the age of 22 have no clue what they're doing as yet and are still really too heavily engaged in school and other things to be thinking about entrepreneurship and starting a business and owning or running a business. So that is from my personal experience here in St. Lucia, that persons age 22 are more settled knowing what their goal is and moving on from there. Before it was 35, and I literally took blows from ladies 45 and over. I took blows for that, right? So for that reason, this year, I don't have a cap off age. So it's from 22 and up. So I'm hoping that sort of, takes us off the chopping block with you, Karen, on that. I'm hoping it takes us off the chopping block. But yes, we did have a really great reason as to why we put it at 22. But Manuel, you can confirm that it is different depending on the region and the country that's hosting it.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself, Michelle. It's really we came out with an age range that we thought would be the right audience for the entire Dream Builder experience, those that would be digitally enabled to take a massive open online course or MOOC, those that were engaged in their entrepreneurship networks. But very quickly we realized that all looks very different in St. Lucia than even it does in Barbados or imagine in Benin in Africa. And so we really depended on Michelle and other partners around the world to determine what would be the best age group. So I'm glad that it's 22 and up. Couldn't agree more that this is something that is meant for early professionals out of school that can focus completely on developing their business or product.
Yeah, thank you so much, Manuel, for confirming that. So for those of you, please don't take my neck. I chose 22 because of my experience of last year, okay? So I engaged with over 60 women last year, and we graduated 47 women, and those 47 women are doing amazingly. I mean, they're at different levels of their business. Some are at the idea stage, but they are making strides, especially because of that theme that we introduced: repurpose, retool, and redeploy your dream in the midst of the pandemic. It could not have come at a proper time. And I want to say again publicly, thank you again to Mr. Jeff Hoffman for agreeing to become the mentor for all of our graduates for that program. So I am immensely, immensely thankful for that. So again, ladies, please share the link. Tag anybody who needs to be here and listening to this program. We are going to be wrapping up in about 2 minutes or so. For those of you who don't have any more questions for us, but just to let you know, All Saint Lucia is here. And we are going to start out with a bang. I'm really serious. I don't do things small, I do things big. So anybody who is interested in joining this campaign, you need to be here. You need to share this link, and you need to do what you need to do. Get energized, all in St. Lucia. Use those hashtags when you share. Hashtag all in St. Lucia. I'm going to put this here for you. Hashtag all in St. Lucia. Please share and let us get energized here in St. Lucia. Okay. I just want to say, Manuel, thank you again for joining us. I do have a video that I will be playing for you all, you ladies, so that you can basically see a synopsis of what all is. I mean, you heard it from me, you heard it from Manuel, but we have a video which clearly shows what all really is. And I'm going to be playing this video right now. Please keep your attention on the screen while I play this video for you.
Fantastic, Michelle.
Today, more than 1 billion women are left out of the global financial system. Yet, we know that societies that empower women to participate fully in civic and economic life are more stable, secure, and prosperous. That's why the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs at the U.S. Department of State has established the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, or AWE. AWE is enabling thousands of women in countries all over the world to turn their great ideas into successful businesses with the support of an inclusive learning community.
The Academy for Women Entrepreneurs are going to bring tremendous opportunities for women to not only be trained, but to network among themselves to produce a brighter future. As you build women's ability to be economically independent, there are good things that happen in society. And this is just another one of the benefits of the U.S. government doubling down and really investing in AWE.
AWE is built on a powerful 3-part strategy that provides women with the tools they need to create and grow successful business ventures. First, AWE employs a high-quality online business planning curriculum which has been used by U.S. embassies to train women entrepreneurs with great success. In addition to online coursework, AWE participants meet regularly with facilitators and business leaders to tailor their learning based on local needs. Secondly, AWE helps participants develop networks and mentoring relationships that can provide ongoing advice and support throughout their entrepreneurship journey. And finally, AWE supports women gaining access to the capital they need to start and grow their businesses. AWE is committed to providing women the knowledge, networks, and access they need to turn their business ideas into reality.
I absolutely love that video. I honestly,
Me
I
too.
I absolutely love it. Okay, so we had a question come in the chat on Facebook from Karen, and she was saying, how do you know that your application was successful? And I responded, so Karen, we notify persons via email, right? So we have an internal application system that we utilize for each country. Of course, each one is specific. And then persons are asking, how do you register? Oh, my lady, how do you register? Okay, so in case you were not, okay, so you're on YouTube. Okay, so if you look in the chat, you'll see a link that was posted there for you to register. Okay, so register now. I'll put this here so that at least people won't get, lost in all the chat. So you register now. The link is going to be there. Please utilize that link in order for you to get access to the campaign. So if you're participating in the campaign, this is the link that you're going to use. And this campaign is choose to challenge yourself and of course, register for All in St. Lucia. That is the campaign. So this is where you register, ladies, okay? This is a campaign moving that we're trying to get people to register for. So we are fast moving past our time. We're supposed to be, closing off now, but we just have one internal question. And let's see here. We have a question from Mylika. I don't think it's a question per se, but there are many promising women who need this program but have no device. Oh my gosh, would you have an actual class in the future? And the answer is yes, that is the goal. It is supposed to have been a blended program where persons meet in person, but there is a component where you have to do online with this dream builder. Now, for these cases, what we're looking to do is to partner with our local schools. That is the goal, or institutions that already have these devices in the building. So let's say, for example, there's a computer lab. That's the whole goal behind it. Partnering with these individuals so that persons who don't have devices, especially if the classes are held during the day, they come into that institution and they do the course online using those computers. So that is why we are in negotiations and talks with Sir Arthur Lewis Community College about them potentially becoming a partner with us in All St. Lucia. And that is one of the things that we will also be looking at for persons who do not have devices. So yes, Mylika, thank you for that question. We did consider that when launching the program for this year. So yeah, we are in talks with SALCC, and also we're in talks with Boost St. Lucia, as well as SBDC as well, to, of course, to launch this program here in St. Lucia. So I'm really, really, really excited. So those of you who have no more questions, I just want to say thank you again for joining us. And Manuel, do you have any final words for us, and any words on this particular campaign?
I just want to say, make sure to register. I'm mind blown at this point that there will be 90 women participating in AWE this year. That is absolutely incredible. So please share what Michelle is sharing with you within your networks, with those that you know are running their businesses and want to grow and expand. This is really an incredible program where you'll have a great facilitator in Michelle and tools and resources to take your business to the next level. So go register and keep the excitement, stay all energized, and I hope to hear from you soon. Michelle, thank you so much for having me on here once again.
Okay, and thank you, Manuel.
To all in St. Lucia.
Okay, bye, Manuel. Thank you so much for joining us. And ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else, thank you so much for joining. As you heard, our campaign has launched. Choose to challenge yourself and get energized by registering for AWE in St. Lucia. That is the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. This campaign has officially launched, and you viewing are part of this campaign. Please share the link that I have posted in the chat and ensure that as many women as possible sign up and get to know about it. Don't forget to use the hashtags Get Energized. And of course, it's all about AWE in St. Lucia. It's all about you women, us women. We finally have something that we can count on. The business plan generator tool, being able to communicate what our business is like, being able to realize our dream. By God's grace, it is possible. So I would like to say thank you all for joining me. Those of you on Facebook, thank you so much. Thank you for Mr. Yang from the Taiwanese Embassy in St. Lucia for joining. Thank you, Lisa Yard, who is our personal coach, who will be engaging with us for this year's program. Thank you, Karen Tobier, for joining us. Please share. Thank you, Nymphia Moses. Thank you. Who else is there? Leah Yard, thank you for joining us. Sanuet Joseph Poyot, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, please share. Twinette Monrose, thank you for joining. I'm hoping that you are going to apply. This is all about us, ladies. Academy for Women in St. Lucia, Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, or in St. Lucia. We are here to stay. Thank you so much for joining us. And please follow the page that is All in St. Lucia page on Facebook. And also you can find us on YouTube that are watching right now. Please subscribe. Please set your notifications for further events that are going to be happening throughout this month of March. It is all about you. Follow, share, like. Choose to challenge yourself, ladies. Good afternoon and take care.